Hello, everyone. Interesting enough, here we are, the end of the year, one day after Thanksgiving. And one of the things that I love is the process. I love process, the process of drawing, the process of creativity, the process of reaching your goals, the process of analyzing, the process of being able to contemplate where you've been, where are you, being in the now, but most important, seeing where you can go with what you've done, right? So these lessons that we learn in life, called life situations, it gives us the opportunity to analyze where we're at. I personally like, around this time of the year, to start kind of doing inventory and seeing how much have I learned, and and to look back, not in the past, but to look back to look back and see, for example, reanalyzing a drawing, a psychoanalytical drawing, an active imagination drawing by Gustav Jung, implying the practice of it, which will activate the unconscious, will also open your mind by focusing, right? Focusing on what you have done and bringing that energy and refining that energy. Rene Descartes, 17th century iconic philosopher, mathematician, said, find geometric truth within yourself. I've been utilizing this slice of reality called a Euclidean fifth postulate, based on Euclid axioms and postulates, where here I have what I call the pizza slice. So here I have A, B, C, D, E, F. This would be the fifth postulate. The fifth postulate is what we dominate, our being in the 3D world. Sitting on a chair, coming out of an elevator, which I use that metaphor a lot, walking down the hallway, and you see the hallway has a one-point perspective. Why? Because you are on the fifth postulate. So you're going to see a receding space of a triangle, but with the vanishing point at the end, okay? We know we can't go to the hardware store and buy a ceiling that looks like that. The reason we see it is because we are the fifth postulate, and we're looking in front of us, and you see that point. This was an earlier drawing I did this year based on Jung, active imagination, practice, draw, paint, but draw on a piece of paper, create an artifact. So here's my study with me, let's call the artist, and the subject, the model. And that could be, it could be anybody. It could be a romantic partner, it could be a friend, it could be a family member, it could be somebody that you're having a connection with, an intrinsic connection. And the idea would be that the connection would be honest, kindred, that there's respect of boundaries, but sometimes relationships are full of the opposite. They're full of deceit, betrayal. In this case, it was a big betrayal here. And this is funny because I drew a dagger. Like, I was able to take the dagger away from her, that she was going to stab me in the back, which she tried to destroy me. By what? By sneaking, lying, cheating. Literally a person that I knew for a lot of years, and at the end, I didn't know who she was. She was basically a mannequin. But in my geometric analysis, I was able to retrieve the dagger from her, turn it around, not stab her, but analyze through a one-point perspective where I'm at, covering myself from what? Damage. As much as I can, right? As much as I can. we know that part of being us being protected, and I put like there. I did fencing for years, and I think this, yeah, the lapel. I put an area here where you use as a fencer, so the foil, the sword, cannot pierce this area. It's a protective piece of fabric for foil fencing, the sport of foil fencing. This here, being that I fenced for years, I still carry the lapel, an imaginary lapel, which we know the imaginary and the real, if you see it as imaginary, it becomes real. So I have a protective shield right here. So if the dagger or the spear comes this way, I already have a protection. I'm protected. In this case, my weapon is not a dagger. My weapon is my ability to see myself, first of all, my self-portrait. After all, this is a self-portrait with the model. If I see my self-portrait and I elevate myself by knowing my space, by knowing my fifth postulate, knowing the space I occupied in the three-dimensional world, this person has no choice than to leave out. Leave, go this way. She cannot inseminate. She cannot enter. Insemination. She cannot go in. Through what? Through my subconscious mind, through my collective unconscious. So being aware of yourself, loving yourself, not being codependent on a model or on a partner, but being dependent on yourself, have control over your slice of pizza, your domain, what you occupied in the three-dimensional world. That is your biggest weapon to survive wounds and survive suffering and be able to move on in a healthy manner. Thank you very much.